The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Jesus came to Capernaum with his followers, and on the Sabbath he entered the synagogue and taught. The people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. In their synagogue was a man with an unclean spirit. He cried out, "What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." Jesus rebuked him and said, "Quiet, come out of him." The unclean spirit convulsed him, and with a loud cry came out of him. All were amazed and asked one another, "What is this? A new teaching with authority. He commands even to unclean spirits, and they obey him." His fame spread everywhere throughout the whole region of Galilee. The Gospel of the Lord. So in the first reading we started with the prayer of Hannah, as we said at the beginning. She said, "I was only pouring out my troubles to the Lord." Is exactly, what Jesus asks in Matthew chapter 11, verse 38. "Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest." We shouldn't forget this, because very often we have like a burden on our shoulder, and we need the rest, that kind of rest that can come from the Lord, which is the rest of the soul. That's why we said many times, when we are during adoration, when you are adoring Jesus, here in the chapel for perpetual adoration, rest your soul. You don't really need to do much, just rest your soul. And then, this woman, she makes a promise. It's the promise of donating her child to God. Well, she named the child Samuel, which is Shema El, God, listen to me, right? And she made a promise that she kept. And it always recalls me of a mother who did the same thing when she had two children, twins. And one died, almost immediately. And the other one was about to die, was at risk. And so she made that promise of donating her child to the Lord, as a priest. The child survived, and she forgot the promise. Well, she never said that to the child, and she never brought the child to the temple. But then the child alone, when he was like 14, yes, he came to our seminary. I used to take care of a seminary in Italy for 10 years, almost 10 years. And when she saw this, she was very surprised, because she said, "God remembered my promise." And on the day of the ordination of this seminarian, now is Father Salvatore, he's a priest now. And she told me this. She said, Do not promise paternoster. Paternoster in Latin is our Father, right? Do not promise paternoster to the saints, nor alms to the priest. Do not promise. It's a saying, it's a silly, right? Do not promise paternoster to the saints, no alms to the priest, because they will remember. You know? If you promise an alms to the priest, they will remember that you promised, right? And so the saints, if you promise a paternoster, a prayer, they will remember. So she promised her son to God, and he remembered. So that's why she said that. Then, in the Gospel, we have Jesus that, everybody's saying is teaching with authority. What kind of authority is the one of Jesus? Is the authority of the mother. You see, that mother that I've been talking about, she has the authority of the mother, it's the authority of love. So why Jesus is so different from other teachers, from other rabbis? Because he is the Word, he is the Lamb, he is the one who is going to be sacrificed. And so, if I am ready for sacrifice, then it means that I care. I care so much. And so then you feel like having that authority. Until you don't put something of yourself, in any situation, you don't really care for it. But when you're paying for it, right? When you're paying for it, then you feel the authority. Then you say, oh, I care for that. Because it's also mine. Yes. We are His. We are His. We belong to Jesus. Because He paid for us. And that's why He has authority on us. He gained that. That's why His teaching is full of the authority of the one who loves. Have you come to destroy us? The unclean spirit says. Yes, that's the truth. That's the truth. He came to destroy the evil part in us. What's evil, He wants to destroy. Well, don't be scared, but we are all a little bit possessed, by evil, Not that, the devil will take power, of you and you will talk funny, like in the movies. No, not that. But yes, there are at least 7 devils that are the capital sins. And some of them you can recognize that are like controlling you. Let's see if we remember them. It's pride, greed. Now we need to say them in the order. Sloth is the last one. So the order is this one. I'm translating from Italian, so it would be sloth. So pride, and then you have greed, then you have lust, the third one. Then you have envy. Then you have gluttony. Gluttony is any kind of gluttony, not only for food. Gluttony. Then you have wrath. And then you have sloth. So, you see that when you name them, some of them you recognize. At least one, usually there are 3. Yeah. Why 3? Because they are connected to each other. There are some that you see, no, this is not my problem. Yeah. But some, you will say, yes, this is like a demon controlling me. So that part Jesus wants to destroy. That is what He came to destroy. And the words of Jesus are, come out of him. So not only, to remove the evil part from us, but also to let the good part come out. I mean, to bring up from the ashes, the good part that is buried in you. So not only to remove the evil, but also to let the good part of you, the good person that you are, the holy person that you are, to let that person shine. This is what Jesus wants to do with all of us.